Hello.
Hi Zoe, how are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Doing okay. So wait, so is it Zoe or is it Zoe? Because I
Oh,
realized
Zoe.
okay, because yeah, it's I believe yeah, I really want it to be Zoe Ko because that just has a ring to it.
I know people call it that all the time though, so I don't really care. Like that was like my nickname growing up, really, and then my parents would always call me Zoko and still do. So it's kind of also that, but
Yeah,
technically it's Zoe,
yeah,
just about a Y.
yeah. I mean, also my long-term cat was called Zoe, so it's yeah. Anywho, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So this is, a career journey podcast. So, which is funny when you're kind of in the earlier stages.
Hmm.
Also, I've tried to like dig deep and research about you, and there isn't a lot about you on the internet. So I'm not going to get to like nardwar you on this,
Hmm.
sadly.
It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate the effort. Yeah, no, I feel like there's not like an insane amount, but I just did my journey map. Do you know like journey maps? I guess like I just didn't even know about that. But friends, like in a car ride, if it's like 10 hours or something together, you like have a journey map for each person, and like each person takes like an hour to explain their whole life. So I just did this, so I feel very prepared.
Excellent. Good. Good. And then I don't have to ask no, kidding. So I do start all these with the same opening question. And it's probably where this map started for you, I'm guessing. Um, what was the musical moment? Like, it doesn't need to be a moment, but like the song or the experience that made you decide that this was your life's work.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I thought it was like fully my career in this moment because I was so young, but I was like 12. My grandpa, who was like really like a father figure to me, had passed away, and I like wrote my first like real pop song structure song about it and performed it, recorded it with my uncle on GarageBand, and then yeah, performed it at his funeral specifically. And I don't know, like I think it just like impacted me so much in my life, and it was like how I processed this like massive loss. And I think, yeah, looking back, like that really was like the first point in which I started writing songs very consistently. And then after that, like anything I felt that I had to like write about or journal about or just like get off my chest, I wrote in song form at that point. So yeah, I really just like started writing there. And then very quickly, like my mom realized that it was like a big passion. And when I was like 14 and 15, like she found a random producer in Boston that like we would go and work with a little bit. And I actually like released a little song, a very sad song about my parents' divorce. I was very emotional as a child. But yeah, I released this song, and eventually now it's like taken down. And I released like cover of an Adele song. And so I was like really getting into like understanding the distribution world, and like I was really really young. So I think that's how I, yeah, really first started getting into it. And when I was like, yeah, 15, really career driven about
That's so you've been doing this for a decade,
it.
and it sounds like so I don't consider what I've heard of you yet to be dark or sad, which is interesting that your cornerstone roots are your uncle and your parents' divorce.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess this is a really broad question, but how how did you find how do you find inspiration and joy?
I think like I have a lot of hobbies, and in a way, one of them is music, and it's just kind of also my job. But
Mhm.
yeah, I find so much joy out of like creative hobbies that I do. Um, and also like one of them, which is not as creative, was fostering dogs and rescuing dogs and stuff. So I worked in that for years and years in New York. And that was always just like, yeah, giving back and getting time with tiny cute puppies was like literally life-giving. And then my friends, like I genuinely like would not be alive, I feel like, without my friends. And yes, some of my family, but I'm much closer to my friends. So yeah, just like surrounding myself with like constant fun things to do, and then amazing fun people.
Yeah. Wh- so you mentioned Adele, which is not the first influence I would peg out. Um, uh, when did you start finding like aggressive music, for lack of a better word? Like
Mhm.
the what was the thing that brought you to the distorted electric guitar?
Yeah, I mean that was a long journey, but I have always like, I don't know, like been around music. Like my mom always got me like every instrument ever, and it's kind of crazy that I don't really play any instruments except mainly sing and songwrite. But yeah, so I was like exposed to just like banging on all the instruments like super young. And then she would always like take me to the library, and they always had a huge like CD section, and we would just like take out 10 new CDs like every other week. And one of my favorite songs growing up was like Mambo Number 5 and the like conga song and Macarena. And I like loved the Cheetah Girls on Disney Channel and their like soundtracks and albums that they had, and I would just like have that on blast and just like singing in the living room. And yeah, I think like I genuinely listen though to every kind of genre at that age. Like I don't know, like I was listening to like the Beastie Boys. Like she didn't censor anything for me. Like I was just like I was listening to Talking Heads, I was listening to Amy Winehouse, I was listening to Adele, like just I like literally everything and everyone. And more rock music, like Rolling Stones, like all of it. She just exposed me to all of it. And it was always on these CDs from the library. And then yeah, and then eventually I just like Spotify happened, and then I was just super song based and not going by albums and stuff. And um that's more when I started getting into rock, but it was still pretty like later in my life. I feel like it was like a few years like after I was like really into Spotify in college. And so I feel like in college I finally discovered it. However, the only time I did like rock was I don't know if I can count the Arctic Monkeys like too much, but Arctic Monkeys and then Peaches specifically, and that was in like early high school because this boy that I had a crush on like was obsessed with them. And so I like forced myself to get obsessed with them, but then I actually realized I loved those bands more than this boy. And
I
yeah.
I love that a boy brought you to Peaches.
Yes. Yes.
That is, I I I also, yeah, this boy seems like a worthy boy of a crush for that reason.
He was cute. He was hot. He was like a cool boy from Brooklyn with like an artsy dad.
Mhm.
Yeah. But we never anything happened. And it's his loss now.
Fair, or
Yeah,
you both are enjoying life in your own way.
exactly.
Yeah, that also makes me happy that you found Peaches in high school. I didn't find Peaches until college, but then again,
Mm,
I also found Peaches when Peaches was new, so.
mm.
But I want to go back to the library because that
Yeah.
made me so happy. I it's just such an like the sort of like pre-Spotify like discovery agent that people forget about. And I
Yes.
don't know, like it just warmed my heart that that was your entry point because like yeah, like when I was a kid, like I would also like check CDs out from the library and dub them to tape so I could keep them. And
Hmm.
yeah, and that was the library was how I found hip hop that I actually
Oh my
liked.
God. Yeah, I
And it
mean,
was
same, I guess.
yeah, it was weird because it was House of Pain and Cypress Hill were the two things that I was like, oh, this is really cool. I like this.
Yeah,
Anywho,
it's so cool.
yeah, and it's just like it's yeah, it's just such a it's such a distinctly like not American thing that is all over the country, just a place where there's free information.
Uh-huh. 100%.
Yeah, so to sorry, that was just this this podcast is sponsored by the no, it's not.
No, I know,
Yeah.
literally. We are gassing up public libraries right now.
That is all I care about. That's really anywho, okay, so to jump back into the career, so 15 was when you like really went heavy. Um, but yeah, there's like a at what point did you like trying to when the question is like right there and you're trying to like scrunch your brain together.
Yes, I feel it. It's also right there.
Yeah, what prompted you to go from like figuring all the stuff out to like actually like making a go of this as like an adult, like
hmm
finding like a publicist and label and all of that. Like what was that process like for you?
Yeah. Well, my parents were like super, super heavy on education, and like all my family members went to like Ivy League schools and stuff. So it was like not an option for me to not go to college and like be super academic. So this music venture that I had in my head had to live in a very academic world for a while. So when I was, yeah, like 15 and 16, my mom helped me find like the undergrad NYU program that I did at Clive Davis School um, really early on. So I did that in sophomore year of high school, I think. And that went amazing. And my professor there, Murat, literally changed my life in the sense that he taught me a general understanding of every single legal thing, every single like writing room vibe, every single team member that I would have to have. Like I just like came out of those like 6 weeks having so much more knowledge and really an understanding of how this is like a practical way to make a living. Um, so that really like changed my life. And I like decided to go or I decided I wanted to go to NYU after going to that program as well. I also happened to meet my manager now in that program, which is crazy looking back. Um, I obviously didn't know at the time, and she wasn't even a manager at the time. But yeah, so that program really changed everything. And then I went on to do a few more like high school programs around music, and then I went to do a internship as like a digital marketing intern when I was 16 at Mom and Pop Records. And that also just like showed me like a literal record label and talking to the artists and all those things that really like changed my life as well. And then I went to college. And so in at NYU at Clive Davis School, and very, very quickly, like halfway through freshman year, I was like, oh, like I want to drop out. Like I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like fully doing sessions at this point. Like I was like traveling to LA and meeting collaborators and getting all my like, yeah, connections in the BMI world and all those things. But yeah, I think like genuinely the moment I actually learned how the industry worked, it like was for those students in that little undergrad NYU program, like it either scared them the hell away and they were like, nah, this is actually insane. Or it inspired like me and my manager to be like, oh, we so got this. And yeah, so it was definitely that turning point for me. And then yeah, just funny tidbit about my manager. Like I guess like 2.5 years ago, I like remembered our connection and stuff. And I mean, I always kind of like kept up with her a little bit, but I just like had this weird gut feeling that like she was my manager, like when I was really, really desperate for a manager for my first single coming out. I just hit her up. I didn't meet with like anyone else. I like hit her up and we just got coffee and I was like, I think I just want you to be my manager. Would you do it? Because she was just getting into management and everything at that time. And then she did, and she's fucking amazing.
That's that's beautiful. Like, man. And so did you know that that was her career path when you were going to school together, or did this just kind of happen magically, or did she decide to go into management because of you? Like, how did that
Yeah,
happen?
she actually went in like for DJing, which was so cute. I mean, she was also like, yeah, 15 or something.
Mhm.
Um, and then very quickly, like, she realized how much she loved the business side of everything in that program. Yeah, then kind of just like did a few internships in various like sectors and pretty quickly, I think probably like at 18, when she also went to NYU. We did the same thing. She also went to NYU for college, and in freshman year she became a manager and started managing classmates and little friends and things like that. So she had already like two or three clients and was working as a manager assistant basically, I think, at like another company at that time. And then yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm down. I want like a young and hungry manager, and we met, and it just felt really right. So,
That that's cool. It's rare to meet other people that like started with creative aspirations and decided that no, like this other stuff is actually really interesting. Like
mm-hmm,
yeah, I yeah, it's not too far removed for me because I was in a band when I was in my 20s and then
oh,
just it this became more interesting to me.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And uh admittedly like writer's block isn't something you have to suffer from in the
mm-hmm,
business side as often unless you're blogging, and then that does happen. And
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to your publicist if some stuff that I've written uh feels on autopilot. She's
No, no, no. It's all good. I know. I feel like, yeah, every journalist in the music industry has to like write like 1,000 freaking articles on like the same vibe of music and everything like
Mhm.
every day. So I'm like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, it does get hard to yeah, I abuse the source.com a lot.
Amazing.
Um,
I mean, same in session. So,
of course. I mean, yeah, that was gonna say that only makes sense. I keep going back to all of like the people I knew growing up that were wanted to be a rapper, and they would always have like the rhyming dictionary in their pocket,
mm-hmm,
and like I would
mm-hmm.
see them like carefully study this book called the Rhyming Dictionary that I didn't even
Wow.
realize was a possibility. And yeah, like it's just yeah. Anywho,
Yeah, no, I had a few SoundCloud rappers boys in my life in high school years, and they definitely had, yeah, this, looking up synonyms and rhymes all the time.
yeah. I mean it's not a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Uh so what is your next steps? I mean, you've got a ton of singles out. What like do you foresee a full length? Do you see like what is your the next steps? What is the part of the map that you drew that you haven't gotten to yet?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I have released, yeah, one EP and then a whole bunch of other singles. Um, and I was supposed to have an EP come out this year, but it just ended up getting pushed and not happening. And so that's coming next year that I have not announced really, but um a project is on its way.
Uh,
And
so wait, so is this
yeah.
breaking news?
I think it's breaking news. I guess it's breaking news.
Yes.
I feel like I've been telling my fans like get ready, but I haven't said anything.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, and yeah, the project's on the way. And in general, like next year, I just want to like honestly like spam Spotify with my music. Just want to spam it a little bit, and release like a crazy person. So
Mhm.
that's really the vibe for next year, as well as like more touring. Like this year has been, I feel like, more my year of touring, and I've done like over 60 shows this year, which is insane because like the year before was probably like 10 and they were all like little showcases. So yeah, I feel like this year has really been like me discovering who I am live, my music live, and that really informed how I make music now. And yeah, so I feel like this next year is really now focusing on the visual world and a little bit more of like the branding and really piecing it all together and creating like this world that I've just been slowly building and persona, you know. And still doing a lot of live next year. But yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna go balls to the walls on every front next year. That's really the goal. I'm like slightly burnt out right now, so I'm just healing, having lots of friend time so I can go actually insane next year.
I mean, that's good to find balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And I,
needed.
yeah, I mean, especially, yeah, and I think it's, yeah, and yeah, I have been in this industry for a while, and I've definitely seen the burnout,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good to recognize it early because I think part of, yeah, like the longest careers are the people that find themselves like achieving the success like 5, 10 years in,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
the slow climb as opposed to the fast climb for or the rocket ship. I don't know. I don't have
Yeah.
a good simile for it right now, but
Yeah. I mean, it has been just so interesting also like growing up and beginning my career in this super interesting different time of TikTok and how yeah, some people I feel like are on a rocket ship and then other people are just like on the ground slowly rolling to the finish line. And it's been really inspiring to like see a Chapel, see a Charlie,
mm,
even Sabrina, like all of them have that really slow build and they've just
yeah.
been doing this for so long. So it's really inspiring, like knowing that short and sweet for Sabrina is her sixth album. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes me really excited. So
Yeah. Crash is like album 10 for Chart or not Crash, Brat.
yeah,
Crash is the one before
another
this
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've realized that like I've been writing about Charlie XCX for like 15 years now,
Oh, that's
and
kind
it
of
makes me
adorable.
so happy to like
Mm-hmm.
see like the I got a press release for an arena tour today, and I was like that
Oh,
this is so good. Like
yeah,
this is the yeah, and like a, friend of mine just works as just a driver, and he said that like the time that he had to drive Charlie XCX from the airport to a corporate gig, and he said that she was just the absolute nicest, funniest, friendliest human being he's had to like drive around. And it was like it's just yeah, he also is very happy that like this is finally happening for her in this way. And she
I
seems to
love
have
that.
her head together about it
Yeah.
really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like genuinely amazing to watch. And I feel like if you get into this career like hoping for a rocket ship, like you're not gonna have a fun time. Like it's already like so mentally hard and like so much emotion goes into it. Like your whole body and soul goes into this career. So if you're not like in it for the fucking journey, like you're not gonna be having a good time. So yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's also a thing that comes up on this podcast a lot is
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, I think like yeah, so to compare like you like I had Wet Leg on their second single.
I love that.
I love them too. And yeah, and it felt like they were also or that Rion was in the same place as
Hmm.
like yeah, which is they're also a band that I think may have burnt themselves out a little bit too hard on that first go around, but they
Oh yeah.
also figured it out and started pulling back in the right ways.
Mm.
So, and yeah, and yeah, anywho, um, this has been awesome. So thank you for chatting with me.
Oh my
Um,
God.
um, and so I guess the news is you're going to have a very busy year next year,
Hmm.
and hopefully that busy year, uh, yeah, hopefully this helps kickstart that busy year, um, or ends this busy year,
Uh-huh.
depending on
We're getting ready. We're getting slowly amped up.
yeah. So wait, just to make sure, like I may have that may have been a typo. Are you playing Paris tonight?
That's a freaking typo. I don't know what that was. Like on Spotify, it said I was playing Paris for like 6 months and we could not get it off. And I was like, maybe it's manifesting it for me. Who knows? But I am not. I'm fully just like chilling tonight. I'm trying to see the Wicked movie. You know what I mean? So no, unfortunately, I'm not going to Paris. But maybe some bitches will show up thinking I'm in Paris.
I mean, yeah, that's I, I mean, I'm sorry if you missed a gig that you weren't.
It's okay. If I missed it, first gig missed, that's in the books then.
I mean, it happens to everybody. It even happened
Right.
with my old band where we got a free weekly, or we read a free weekly from the week before and found our name in it, and we're like, this wait,
It's so funny.
none of us knew about the show. None of us knew how it happened. To this day, nobody knows why we were listed. It was like, even like some.
Yeah.
It was even like a kind of an outskirt city that like we would have had to like put some effort into playing. Like, yeah. Anywho,
Wow. No, that's so funny though. Like, I don't know why it says that. Like, what if this is like actually legitimately my first European show and I'm just missing it? Who knows?
yeah, it's time to talk to that manager of yours.
I know. What the heck? What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, you've got probably negative 18 hours to come up with a travel visa, a working
Yeah.
visa, get all of that jazz. So I'm sorry that you're not in Paris. Sorry that you're trapped
Okay.
in a miserable city like New York instead.
Los Angeles, so even more miserable.
Oh, so you're
I
in
know, hot tea. Hot tea.
the so you're now in the music business capital of the world.
Oh yes, yes. I did do the move, but it's been good. I fell in love here, so it's fine. It worked out.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least yeah. And again, I mean, I- I'm in the Bay Area, not LA, so I don't have.
Hmm.
But I've spent a lot of time there, and LA gets a bad rap. Like,
I know it does. I mean, it's cute though. Like the quality of life here is so slay, to be honest. Like compared to New York, like I do like having my own car. Things like that are lit. I do miss just like the culture and the energy, and obviously like all my people in New York. Like I'm constantly crying about it, but I visit there all the time, so there's really not much for me to complain about. Like I actually really like life here. So she cute. LA's
yeah,
cute.
yeah. It's a place where weird is normalized, and I like that.
Yes, 100%. It definitely has a lot of things that go hand in hand with New York. So I like her.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy you've I'm I'm happy you found some West Coast love.
Yeah. And we have. Took a little bit, but now we're here.
Excellent. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world.